Alfa Romeo Stelvio Quadrifoglio is named after the Stelvio Pass, Italy's highest mountain pass, noted for its 48 circuitous switchbacks, basically bends in the road. Now, the Quadrifoglio badge indicates a high performance model, similar to that of BMW's M badge. Quadrifoglio means four-leaf clover, and its origins came from Ugo Savocci. In 1923, he added this symbol of luck to his Alfa Romeo racing car. Since then, this has been the symbolic link to Alfa Romeo's rich racing heritage. Coming up, we dive straight in with a road test.
Oh my gosh, that's mad. That's mad.
Have a chat about the design of the exterior and interior.
Who doesn't love a giant V in their face?
Get up nice, close and personal with that exhaust. And then we find out from Adam what the space is like in that rear cabin.
I don't really mind.
So we're back at Centurion Automotive today, hence the cool logo behind me, and I have this, the Italian Stallion SUV. Let's check her out. Drink that in. Isn't she a thing of beauty? This is the Alfa Romeo Stelvio Quadrifoglio. Try saying that 10 times. Right, I'm going to start this review where we all want to be, in the driver's seat, so let's take her out for a spin. So let's talk about some of the stats of this car. We've got a 2.9 V6 twin turbo, 510 brake horsepower, 600 Newton meters of torque, and it goes 0 to 62 miles per hour in 3.8 seconds in race mode. That is what I want to feel. So far, first impressions, I love the infotainment screen, how it's flush into the dash. There's no frame or border. It's 8.8 inches. It looks good. And this gloss carbon fibre trim and inlays around the interior just looks fancy as well. Who doesn't love a start-stop engine button on their steering wheel? It just sings Ferrari, doesn't it? It's a great little feature on this wheel. The engine's from Ferrari, derived from a Ferrari V8. They've cut 2 cylinders off either side, and that's a 2.9 V6 in this Stelvio. And it's nice. Listen to that engine roar. Now, I've been driving the Quadrifoglio for over 10 minutes now, and I am super impressed with this car. And these manual paddles, when you knock it down a gear, the feeling is amazing. It just evokes so much emotion and excitement in you. I mean, I'm an excitable guy anyway. So just to explain to you some context of how fast this car is. In 2017, it held the record for the fastest SUV around the Nürburgring. Now, that was 7 minutes 51, and yeah, that's been beaten now by the GLC 63S Mercedes, and more recently the Urus, and the current holder, the Audi RSQ8, at 7 minutes 42 seconds, 9 seconds quicker than the Stelvio back in 2017 at 7 minutes 51. But it's quick. It's 0 to 62 in 3.8 seconds, and in race mode it feels like that. It is super fun. Listen to this. Oh, that exhaust! Can you hear that? Woo! I mean, such a gorgeous day. I've got the sun on my face. I'm not in an SUV. I am in a performance vehicle. And Alfa, you have done it so well. This is so much fun, this car. So we've got a number of modes in the car called Alfa Romeo DNA Pro modes. You'll notice you've got race, D for dynamic, N for natural, and then A for advanced efficiency. So a quick brief about those. Advanced efficiency can shut off some of the cylinders of the engine, so if you're on a long trip you can save if you're feeling a bit tight and you want to save some fuel and maximise your miles per gallon. Also, in that advanced efficiency mode is for off-roading, or if it rains or sleet, you catch my drift. And then natural, that is the most balanced setting of the car. Dynamic, a little bit of sporty, and then race, everything, bit of throttle, acceleration, or should I say responsive, more responsive on the throttle. All electronic stabilization is off, so you can go nuts, and the steering wheel's got a lot more feedback to it as well. So they are the different pro modes. Obviously, we all know what your favourite one's going to be, and that's race mode. is a great car, and it's a great alternative if you don't want a German BMW X3 M competition. It's more money. Yes, it's bigger in the space. Same with the AMG GLC 63S on the Mercedes. That's bigger again, but more money. The Porsche Macan Turbo, not as big, not as good performance wise. I believe about 50 horsepower less. So if you want something a little bit different and you're a little bit edgy and alternative like me, then the Stelvio Quadrifoglio is the way to go. Now, Alfa have designed this car with a lot of thought because they have taken into consideration the weight. So the weight of this car is 1,830 kilograms. That's light for an SUV. Some of the body panels and the bonnet are made from aluminium. Some of the components and the suspension are aluminium. Even the drivetrain is made from carbon fiber. So that all adds to making this vehicle super light, and you can really feel it. There's no feeling of this car is heavy when you're throwing it into the corners. And for track days, I can only imagine what this car feels like on race mode, on the track, throwing it around those corners. This car is a steal at £54,000 from Centurion Automotive. A new one's going to cost you 73k, so you've got a saving of around £19,000 there, and this is in great nick. It's got everything. So I want to know right now in the comments, is it a good option for you? Yes or no? I love the dash of this Stelvio. I love the numerical value, slightly italic and racy. You have got a little bit of a drop shadow there on the typeface, which is cool. I can see the bonnet and the aggressive contours, the shark gill vents on the bonnet. That's so cool. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a little place to pull over now so we can jump out of the car and talk about the exterior design. Okay, let's have a look at some of the exterior features of this Stelvio. Let's start at the front. These bonnet vents are a thing of beauty, aren't they? They kind of remind me of like a shark. If you have a look at a shark image and the gills going down the side, aggressive. Now, the car's exterior was designed by Carmelo Giannone. Check out some of his earlier sketch works of this car because he was able to keep in this production model those aggressive contours and angles of the car, and it looks gorgeous. Down here we've got the traditional V-shaped grille. Who doesn't love a giant V in their face? It looks gorgeous. And on the headlights, this is the best thing I like, is this outline of this scalpel shape of the LED running around that headlight, and that correlates with the taillights as well. For OCD lovers, asymmetric may not be your thing, but you're going to have the plate at the side. You can't cover up that gorgeous grille. Right, let's come to the wheels. I want to talk to you about the wheels. 5-hole, 20-inch wheels here, but this is the real element I want to talk to you about. This caliper is the Italian flag, obviously. Do you like it? Yes or no? Let me know in the comments below quickly, because I'm undecided. If you notice, we've got some flared wheel arches here, particularly at the back to help the Stelvio with that wider track, because this thing is a beast. Carbon effect here. We're coming around the side of the car. Let's have a look at some of the elements. We've got carbon fiber effect on the fenders, flared arches, this double effect spoiler here, carbon fiber effect. What do we think about that? Yay or nay in the comments below. Gorgeous, hostile, aggressive, violent quad exhausts. That's exactly what you want your exhaust to look like. And you've got this central diffuser down here. Right, while you're umming and ahhing about the car, let me know what you think about the exterior, how it looks, and I'm going to jump back in the driver's seat. Right, I'm back in the car now, and I've been extremely positive about this car. So there are a few little things that niggle me, or would niggle others. Some of the plastics are a little bit questionable down here underneath the dual climate control. Something that you would notice a lot if you were in some of the German competitors like Porsche, BMW, Mercedes, and that's just something that could do with a little bit of work. The dash does, I do like a dash. It would be great if it was fully digital. I would love that. The dials, I don't mind, but I can see other people saying they look a bit dated. So those are some of the other sort of elements that one might not like, and I've noticed and picked up on. One thing I definitely should mention is that this 8-speed automatic gearbox is so quick. 150 milliseconds per change, Alfa Romeo say, and you can really feel it. And already you can see the smile on my grin is getting bigger and bigger. Some cars you don't want to use the manual mode because you don't like the paddles or any other reasons that I can't think of right now, but I'm trying to say that when it's in race mode, you've got these giant paddles, it's telling you to use the giant paddles, so what are you going to do? You're going to use them. Oh my gosh, that's mad. That's mad. That is mad. Ooh, that exhaust noise sounds such a treat, and it sounds so good coming inside of the cabin, but let's get a closer look right now so you can hear that exhaust. Okay, it's time to listen to this sweet exhaust up close and personal. Ads, let it rip. Go on, go on. Okay, stop. Tell me about that. Is that not the best V6 noise you've ever heard from an SUV? Oh my gosh, that is impressive. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. Whilst driving this car, I've mainly spoke a lot about the performance and the exhaust and the race mode. But this is an SUV, it has some space. The boot is 525 litres, so more than enough to put your shopping bags in and whatnot. The cabin space, however, I'm not sure about. Adam's sitting back there right now, so I'm going to throw it back to him. Adam, talk to me about the rear cabin space.
So, as you can see, I'm filming in the back, there's the camera, but I have found that the back is a little bit limiting. My knee room is close to touching the seat, and you can sort of see behind here, there's not loads of room. I wouldn't say it's the most spacious SUV, but I don't really mind because the sound is lovely.
If you're a little bit taller, Ads, with your knees, would they press into the hard back bits of the seat?
They would, definitely, yeah.
I noticed that earlier. Well, there you go. That's a bit of a roundup of the cabin space, but I think the demographic of this car, if you're going to get a Quadrifoglio Stelvio, you're not going to be getting the car for the space. Otherwise, you'd be getting a bigger SUV. That's ridiculous. I don't think I've had this much fun in an SUV. I can't believe I'm saying SUV. I can't believe, this isn't an SUV, this is a sports car. Right, let's head back. I've had a little blast in the car for long enough. I'd love to take it home, but you know what, I can't do that. So let's head back to Centurion Automotive and have a little bit of a roundup and a summary of what we found out so far. So that has been the Alfa Romeo Stelvio Quadrifoglio, and I think it has been coolio. But anyway, let's have a little summary of what we've done in today's episode. We've had a walk around, spoken about the design of the exterior, we've checked out the interior, Ads told us about the rear space in the rear part of the cabin. I took it on a road test and found out that race mode really is where it's at. I would love to know what you think about this Stelvio. I rather like it. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up, comment down below, get subbed, and we'll see you on the next one.